Man United 2, Liverpool 2, and it's an advantage Arsenal in the Premier League title race. Hey guys, welcome back to the channel, welcome to another video. Just unbelievable. Just absolutely unbelievable for all the wrong reasons as far as what Liverpool are concerned. How on God's green earth did Liverpool bottle that? And I'm going to say it was a bottle job because the first half was as comfy as you like. The first half was as easy as you like. It was a training ground session. It was Liverpool out there just passing the ball about, going for attacking scenarios. United didn't even have a shot on goal. Luis Diaz put Liverpool 1 goal up. That should have been then the call for Liverpool to go all in and to just absolutely put United to the sword. And yet, once again, we are the makers of our own downfall. We are our own biggest enemy. Because we allowed United back into the game with stupid mistakes. We didn't kill the game off when the time was calling for us to do so. And we end up paying for it. And we pay for it big time. We lose 2 points to a team that a few days ago bottled it in the 100th and 101st minute. We bottled it to a team that has been god-awful for large parts of the season. And to make matters worse, this was pretty much reminiscent of the game that happened a few weeks ago in the FA Cup. And people will sit there and go, well, it's a different competition. It's different. It's a one-off game. We should have learned from that game about what was going to happen in this game. Because although I said that we win, and although I said I was obviously going to predict a Liverpool win and that we were the favourites going into the game because I'm a Liverpool fan, I said we have to still be a little bit cautious because this won't be the same United side that turn up against Brentford. This won't be the same Man United team that turn up against Chelsea. This will be a much more on it Manchester United, feeding off of the energy of the crowd because they wanted to end our season with a win for them. They wanted it more than any other game. They wanted to win this game more than any other game. And although they didn't come up with a win, that draw will certainly feel like a win to them because, let's face it, it knocks us off. It knocks us off top spot. Our momentum taken from underneath us. And they're going to be back. They're going to be back on it now. Thursday is now long gone. And they're going to be talking about Bruno Fernandes's goal from the halfway line. They're going to be talking about Kobe Mainoo's goal, which was brilliant, by the way. And I'm not denying the goals. They were brilliant in their own unique way by Manchester United tonight. But the only reasons they got there was because of our mistakes. And I can't even say they really put pressure on us because there was very little pressure until those moments. Until United scored, there was very, 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 very little pressure from Manchester United. And it goes back to what was happening at half-time. Half-time, Liverpool go in 1-0. And I'm seeing all of this talk. And Gary Neville's doing brilliant on commentary because he's just putting all that pressure on Liverpool more and more so. He's talking about the 13 shots or whatever it was that Liverpool had on United's goal. It's about the over 300 or whatever it is shots that United have faced all season. He's talking about how this is going to be easy for Liverpool. And then, of course, that second half performance happens. If that was Man United, if that was Manchester City, and if that was Arsenal in that position, they kill the game off. We can't, and I've said this time and time again, we can't keep on having these awkward sort of performances and still winning games. It's not sustainable. And it works because it has to happen through a season. You can't just keep on going at 100 miles an hour every season, game after game after game after game. But eventually your luck runs out. Eventually the nervousness gets to you, and that's exactly what happened here. That's why the mistakes happen. That's why the goals happen. And that's why in the end we have to settle for a point. Because honestly, and I'm being honest here, hands up, who was surprised? Who was genuinely surprised when Man United scored their first shot on goal? I wasn't, because everybody was sat there at home watching the game. Everybody was probably in that stadium looking at the game. Everyone was probably watching it from punditry positions or whatever, and they were all talking about the same thing of those shots against United compared to the shots against Liverpool. And I sat there and I went, no, this is exactly like what happened a few weeks ago. Liverpool go into the game. Okay, this time we didn't fall behind. We actually went a goal ahead. We come back. We go in at half-time, leading. Seems quite comfortable after that. Seems quite comfortable during that period of play. And then, of course, United get back into it. And that's exactly what happened. We got too comfortable. We just got too comfortable. We just got too comfortable and lazy, and mistakes happened. Kieran Kelleher had very little to do all game. I think he had 2 shots to save, one from Fernandes, one from Anthony, and they both happened like in the final quarter of the game, I think. He had very, very little to do. Very, very little to do. Other than them 2 shots, all he had to do was pick the ball up the back of the net twice. One, because of a poor pass from Joel Kwanzaa. Look, I love Kwanzaa, and I thought he was having a really solid game until that point. Really thought he was having a really solid game. But that mistake is poor. That mistake is dreadful. And then, just Kobbie Mainoo. Just Kobbie Mainoo. Like, I rate the guy. I like him. I think he's fantastic. It's a brilliant goal. It's a brilliant goal, but again, why are we allowing that to happen? Why are we allowing that to happen? And if he is going to do that, why are we not allowing him to do that when we're like 4 or 5-0 up? It's a joke. It's ridiculous. It's absolutely ridiculous the way that we were just so casual in doing that. Just so ridiculous, so embarrassing. And like I say, if that is an Arsenal, if that is a Manchester City, with the gaps that were opening up on the counter-attack, with the way that United's structure was so awkward and imbalanced and so open to attack, they killed the game off. We didn't. We don't. And that's why I've said all season I have my questions over whether Liverpool can go that extra mile. I could talk about injuries. I could talk about, well, if we had Diogo Jota, maybe we could have actually scored a couple of those chances, or maybe he could have made a run or two that may have opened up some of the space for our own players. But there's only so far that argument can take you. I'm not going to sit here and make any excuses. United, based off the crazy game that was, deserved the point. Deserved the point. And now we've dropped 2. And look, it isn't the end of the world. It isn't the end of the world. You know, there's still plenty of points to be fought for. There's still plenty of games left. But the way that this season is going, it's you know, it's getting ridiculous. And we've still got some tough games left. We've still got Craven Cottage to come for Fulham. We've still got Tottenham to play. We've still got Goodison Park that awaits us for a Merseyside derby there, in which Everton are going to feed off that same energy of the crowd in that one as well. And lots gone against Everton this season. They'd love nothing more than to drag us down with it. And they're going to try and do their best to do that in that game. So that's going to be tough. Aston Villa away from home, that's going to be tough. Like, I don't know. The advantage is out of our hands now. It's back with Arsenal. We blew it. I'm not saying we blew the title by any stretch of the imagination. I've never really backed us to be favourites. I've never backed us to win it. I've always gone with City. And in recent weeks, I've slightly shifted slightly more over to Arsenal. I still think City may have still something up their sleeve in this title race, which can't be overseen by any stretch of imagination, but I have never once put Liverpool to win the Premier League title. This is my pure anger and frustration is purely based on this game. And it's not even just this sole game. Because as I said earlier on in the video, it's the fact that we played this pretty much exact game out. Different scenarios, of course, different personnel, different whatever. But we practically played this same game out a few short weeks ago in the FA Cup. This should have had Liverpool win written all over it. We should have been cautious, of course, because of the occasion, because this is basically United's biggest game of the season. They want to obviously thwart Liverpool. They want to stop Liverpool from winning a title, and this is a big way of doing that. They want to send Jurgen Klopp off, and the final time he's going to be at Old Trafford away. Obviously angry and frustrated, and they did exactly that. Is United's football sustainable? Who cares? Who cares? That doesn't work against a lot of opposition. We probably play that game out another 10 times or whatever. I don't know, we probably win the next 7 or so. I don't know. Something along them lines. It's stupid. It's absolutely stupid. The way we played was stupid. The way we couldn't... Well, not even like the way we played. It was just the way that we couldn't kill the game off. The way we just failed to take our chances. The way we failed to just exploit the spaces that United were leaving. It was almost like we'd worked so hard in training to come up against a side that was going to press us and not offer us anything, that when we actually came out to the game and we actually saw like the space in front of us, we just didn't know what to do with it. The passing was somewhat off. I'm not saying it was by everybody, but certain players, the passing was just off. Sometimes we were forcing it a bit too much. It was so all over the place. It was so frustrating to watch. In comparison to a first half in which was so easy. Like, there was very little to fear in that first half. Nothing was clicking for United at all. And all we had to do was just be patient. And to make our chances pay. And to exploit the spaces that United were leaving. Make the right pass. Be decisive. And most importantly, work Onana. We know he's a little bit suspect. We know he's a little bit dodgy at times. Work him a bit more. I know he made a couple of good saves from Salah, but work him more. Get your shots on target. It was unbelievable the way we just crumbled when the big moments happened. It was almost like we were just going, I had no idea we'd have this much space. What do I do with it? I didn't realise I'd have this much time. What do I do with it? Absolute joke. Absolutely ridiculous. And it's another 2 points dropped. They didn't even play that well. And I'm not being salty in that. They genuinely did not play that well. They didn't deserve anything really from that game, because they got 2 goals which were very well taken. Can't rate the goals highly enough. Like the control from Fernandes for the long range drive, the spin and accuracy from Mainu was incredible. Cannot take anything away from them. But even so, like, we should have put the game to bed long before then. They should be scoring those goals as consolation goals, if anything. And we simply didn't put the game to bed. And that's humiliating. That's embarrassing. And especially, like I say, coming from a side that this week has had, you know, they scraped through against Brentford. They got very fortunate against Brentford. Then the incredible 7-goal thriller that happened against Chelsea occurred. And now this. And like I say, if we did have any hopes of Premier League glory, with the way that Arsenal are going right now, they're going to steamroll everyone that they meet till the end of the season. And especially because the second to last game of the season is against Manchester United. And I guarantee you that if the Premier League title is on the line in that game and Arsenal could go on and win it, or they could go on and lose it, whichever way round is possible, I guarantee you this: United fans will not be wanting to win that particular game. So there you have it. It was a shocking performance from Liverpool as a collective in what was a very weird game, because I say shocking performance. It was shocking in the key moments yet again. Shocking in the key moments yet again. Some of the passing from the likes of McAllister again in particular was absolutely exquisite. But again, killing off the game in the key moments. Killing off the game in the key moments. Diaz with the opening goal, fantastic. I can't say a bad word about the United goals as much as I want to, because Fernandez quick thinking to catch Kelleher off his line from a poor pass by Kwanzaa. Kobe Mainoo, spin, shot, accuracy, on point, fire, absolute fire. And then Harvey Elliott wins the penalty. So no more penalty, no complaint about penalty. I was a bit worried when Salah stepped up. I was hoping McAllister would, because I know that Salah sometimes has a bit of a tendency to miss these kinds of situations. But Salah made absolutely no mistake in burying his penalty into the bottom corner. I was hoping for again, some more late heroics by Liverpool. Wasn't to be. Bottled it. I'll simply call it as that, as a bottle job. Like I say, 2 points dropped, bottle job. It's in Arsenal's hands. They're gonna love it. Again, I just can't see them. I just can't. If we struggle against a United side that's going to give us space, what's going to happen when we come up against a side that's going to be defensively on it? That's my issue with it. That's my issue overall. It was just such a bizarre and strange game to watch. It didn't reek of any kind of tactical, especially from United's point of view with the defensive setup. It was just vibes. It wasn't no tactical setup or structure. Or if there was, it was there for many mere seconds. for mere seconds before being completely broken. And Liverpool were just unable to capitalise. They were unable to just put the game to bed. And it's somewhat laughable. And I'm laughing about it now, but honestly, the way that we went from being so incredibly comfortable to them being 2-1 down was absolutely no joke whatsoever. Absolutely no joke whatsoever. And incredibly embarrassing. Incredibly embarrassing against this United side. It's not the way Jurgen Klopp would have wanted to end things against Erik ten Hag's side. Not the way that Liverpool obviously would have wanted to end things here, given the context of the title race and a rivalry and everything. But we move on. We've got Europa League coming up. We've got Crystal Palace next week. With obviously the hope now that someone does us a favour. And that was not really in our hands before. So, yeah. Gotta hope now. Gotta hope now. Anyway, these have just been the thoughts, comments, opinions, predictions, feelings, whatever you want to call it. This guy, I want to know what you guys think. What do you make of tonight's game? What do you make of the Liverpool-Manchester United 2-2 draw that played out at Old Trafford tonight? What do you make of the game, the performance, the result, the Premier League title race, everything else in between? Let me know your thoughts, comments, opinions, predictions, feelings, whatever you want to call it, down below in the comment section. Otherwise, hit the like button on the way up. If you enjoyed the video, subscribe if you are new and want to see more content like this. Both things are always incredibly greatly appreciated. And as always, thank you all so much for watching and listening. I've been Fletch. This has been another Fletch Talks video / instant match reaction. Absolutely ridiculous. Absolutely ridiculous. See you all again soon, guys. Thanks everyone for watching. Take care. Enjoy the rest of your night. Have a good night. Speak to you soon.